A, B, and C again, it's the same product. I just had to recopy it so it would be in front of us. Now to do AC, this is 3, 1, negative 2, 6, times C, which is a different, times C, which has a different dimension. So let's check this out. This is a 2 by 2. This is a 2 by 3. The 2's match in the middle, which leaves me with a 2 by 3 answer matrix. That's 2 rows with 3 blanks in each row. So, covering some things up, keeping the first row. Now I need 2 of these little covers because I want to isolate and just do the first row times the first column, and it will go in the first row, first column position. 3 times 7, which is 21, plus 1 times 3 is 3, gives me 24 right here. Keeping that first row uncovered, I need to move this cover over so that we're looking at first row times second column. So that is 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 times 1 is 1, gives me 4. Move your cover over again. This is first row times third column. We'll go in the first row, third column position. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. Will give me negative 11 right there. Move your cover. Move your covers over here and begin again. And these are all the products that I'm getting for my second row. Negative 2 times 7 is negative 14. 3 times 6 is 18, which gives me 4. Move this cover over. This is second row times second column. We'll go in the second row, second column position. This is negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. 6 times 1 is 6, which gives me 4. Move your cover again so that it's the bottom row times the third column, goes in the bottom row, third column position. Negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. Plus 6 times negative 5 is negative 30, will give me negative 26. To do CA, this is 7, 1, negative 2, 3, 1, negative 5. A is 3, 1, negative 2, 6. Check your dimensions. This is a 2 by 3 matrix. This is a 2 by 2 matrix. These numbers in the middle don't match, which means this is not possible. And see, these examples right here explain to you why we have to look at the dimensions. When we talk about the dimensions in the middle matching, we're talking about the number of columns here, there's 2 columns here, has to match the number of rows here so that things line up. If you try to do this row times this column, 7 times 3 is okay, negative 1 or 1 times negative 2 is okay, but the negative 2 has no number to multiply by. That's why it has to match up in the middle like that. This is a 3 by 3 times another, it's a 3 by 3 times a 3 by 2, which that matches in the middle. This will give me a 3 by 2 matrix here, which looks like this. So this row, the top row, needs to stay uncovered. So let's put these 2 covers up here, this one and this one, and cover up the second column. And then we can do this row times this column. Now this is the first one we've done where there's actually 3 products we have to do. We have to do 1 times 5, which is 5, plus 3 times 0, which is 0, plus 1 times negative 2, which is negative 2. That will give me 3, because that is the product of the first row times the first column. It goes in the first row, first column position. Move your cover over. This is now the first row times the second column. We'll go in the first row, second column position. And I have to do 1 times 1, which is 1, plus 3 times negative 1 is negative 3, plus 1 times 3 is 3. Add that up and get 1. We're finished with the top row, so let's cover it. Let's get the second row uncovered and go back to the first column. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 times 0 is 0, plus 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Put that together, gives us 6. Move your cover over. This is now second row times second column. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. 2 times 3 is 6, which gives me 7. Leave the third row uncovered and start again. 2 times 5 is 10. That's 2 times 5. That's first in the row times first in the column. That's 10. Plus second in the row times second in the column. 2 times 0 is 0. Plus third in the row times third in the column. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Add that up. Gives me 8. Slide your cover over so that now you are multiplying the third row times the second column. It's going to go in this empty position right here, which is the third row, second column position. And 2 times 1, that's first times first. 2 times 1 is 2. Plus the second thing in the row times the second thing in the column is negative 2. Plus third thing in the row times third thing in the column is 3. So that is my product for this matrix times this matrix. This one looks like it might be a little tricky, so let's take a look. This is a 3 by 1. That's 3 rows by 1 column times a 1 by 3. The ones match, and your answer will be a 3 by 3. So I need 9 blanks in here. Now this is going to look weird to you. We're still going to cover things up. I'm covering up this whole row, and all I have is 1 as my whole row. That's why this looks strange. Cover up that column, and all you're doing is multiplying the first in the row, which is the only thing in the row, times the only thing in the column gives you 4. Move this one. 1 times 3 is 3. Move this one. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Now, look at what we just did, so I don't have to keep moving this thing around. This was just 1 times 4 gave me 4. 1 times 3, 1 times negative 1. So I really don't need these covers either. When I get ready to do the second row, it's just 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. And negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. If this had been a 4, 3, negative 1 times 1, 6, negative 2, this is a different story here. This is a 1 by 3. This is a 3 by 1. These are still multipliable, but look what your answer will be. Your answer will be a 1-entry matrix. It is a 1 by 1, because what we need to multiply is this whole row times this whole column. So it's 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 times 6 is 18, plus negative 1 times negative 2 is 2. Add that up, and we get 24. So you can see these are very different problems, and that's why I keep saying order matters. One more to look at, and that is when you square a matrix, it is just like squaring a binomial. So you need to rewrite this as 3, negative 1, negative 2, 4, times 3, negative 1, negative 2, 4. 2 by 2, 2 by 2. The 2's match in the middle, and our answer will be a 2 by 2. So it's the first row times the first column. 3 times 3 is 9. Negative 1 times negative 2 is 2. Notice I'm not putting the covers up because I'm hoping at some point you are able to do this just focusing in on the appropriate row and column. This position over here is the first row, second column. So that's what I'm doing. First row, second column. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Plus negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. This is bottom row information, so bottom row times first column. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Gives me negative 14. Bottom row times last column. Negative 2 times negative 1 is 2. Plus 4 times 4 is 16. Gives me 18.